everybody, Paul Turner here from thediscipleproject.net, here with another video today to explore the options on how to maybe take the pressure off yourself of having the perfect youth ministry. Now, if we're honest with ourselves, we know that we have our youth ministry idea right here, and oftentimes it does not play out as the script that we have written for it demands it, right? So what do we do in those cases? Well, let me give you an example. Several years ago, I was in a dinner theater. I got drafted in because a young person couldn't make it, couldn't do it. We were missing a part, and so I got drafted in to do my part. Now, look, I'm not very good with scripts. I'm really good at improv, but I'm not very good at scripts per se, of the memorization of lines. And so what I did was I took pieces of the script for various parts, and I would hide them all over the stage so that when I got to a place where maybe I didn't know something, I could peek, like it was on a table or behind a piece of a prop or something like that. And so that's kind of how I kind of muddled my way through doing that, because like I said, I'm not very good at memorizing lines. I'm much better at improv. I'm much better at give and take. And the rule of improv, if you're not familiar with it, is basically you're saying yes and, right? Somebody gives you something and you go, yes, and this, and it's kind of this ebb and flow back and forth of dialogue where each of you are kind of making up things as you go along. You know, shows like Whose Line Is It Anyway is fantastic, for watching those kind of things. I always have loved that show because they're making stuff up on the spot. And what sparked this thought process of improvisational youth ministry is, by the way, is not an excuse not to make plans, not to have dreams, not to plan a meeting. The point of this is from a book I read called Improv Wisdom by Patricia Ryan Madsen. By the way, link down below if you'd like to investigate the book. But there's a really cool line in it that she shares. She says, "The more precise my vision of an outcome, the more likely I'm going to be disappointed. Things don't turn out as planned. You don't need to abandon your dreams. Just don't let them get in the way of noticing what is taking place." And I know, listen, I am a planaholic. I mean, I wrote a book on planning, right? Prepared for Impact, link down below. And so I have this in my head, right? I have this script and I'm trying to plan the script and I'm trying to say, well, and then disappointment comes, right? When the kids don't participate or don't do, we think the game is going to go a certain way. We think the message is going to go a certain way. And so what I have tried to do at the beginning of this year is to be more improvisational with our youth ministry. Now, that doesn't mean I don't plan or don't dream or things like that. What I am trying to get better at is noticing what is taking place, especially in youth groups that are small like mine. When you have the 15 or 20 students that you have every week, and sometimes less, depending, right? It's hard because I hear so many youth workers say, well, I don't have enough to do this, or I don't know how to do this event. Well, that's okay. Take what you get and say yes and, right? What are they bringing in? So I'm looking for things like, what's their attitude? What's their mood? What's their their demeanor, what's their energy level. And as I begin to explore looking at that, then I have to go on the fly and say, I don't think that's going to work tonight. I think I'm going to have to punt. I think I'm going to have to try something else. And so in doing that, I then become improvisational in the sense of the Holy Spirit as well, because the Holy Spirit is then teaching me, okay, so this is not going to work and that's not going to work. So where do we go from here? And it really leads me to rely more upon the Holy Spirit than on what the script is that I have written for the night. In her book, Madsen introduces me to a new word called bricolage. And its meaning is, according to French social anthropologist Claude Lévi-Strauss, the artist shapes the beautiful and useful out of the dump heap of human life. Lévi-Strauss compared this artistic process to the work of a handyman who solves technical or mechanical problems with whatever materials are available. He referred to that process of making do as bricolage, a term derived from the French verb bricoler, which means to putter about. And I love this word so much because so many times we are given our collection of young people that God brings to us. We often look at it and we go, what am I going to do with this? What am I supposed to, we're the shapers, the formers. We're trying to make something, right? We're making disciples. And as we can see, even from Jesus's journey, this is a sloppy, difficult process. And what do we do? Well, it's a lot like bricolage. It's using what's available. It's getting off script. It's going to and looking around at the gifts, talents, and abilities that are in the room. It's looking at the mood. It's looking at these various things. So what I see in this is this improvisational uh, willingness to move with the Spirit, to get off script, right? God is like the artist, right? He shapes the beautiful and useful out of the dump heap of human life. Isn't this what we're trying to do? Aren't we trying to take the messy, the chaos of the youth ministry of teenagers, and we're saying, look, how do I make this meeting into something that can be useful, can be equipping, that can be glorifying to God? And that's what God does with us, right? He takes the messy and he makes something beautiful out of it. So maybe I'm doing a little less script and a little more improvisational, but I still have plans, I still have ideas, I still have goals. But let me tell you something, I have taken the pressure off myself to maybe do more with less. And I hope that's an encouragement to you. I hope that if you have been struggling with the fact of, well, these things are not going according to script, maybe it's time to get off of script and maybe do a little improvisational work with the Holy Spirit. So, but that's my encouragement for you guys today. I hope this has been enjoyable to you. I hope that you learned something. I hope it's encouraged you to move and ebb and flow with the Holy Spirit as He directs you within your youth meeting planning. So, but if you're brand spanking new, by the way, thanks for checking out the video. I would love for you to be a part of the community. Go ahead and click on my head here somewhere, and we'll get videos like this in your inbox on a regular basis. And if you are a regular, I want to say thank you to you because you've been either sharing or doing something, because we are now at 2,000 subscribers, 2,000 people in this community. Every time I get on here, I get to talk to 2,000 people and say, you know what? God is at work in your life and in your youth ministry. So be encouraged. So anyway, that's it for today, guys. I'm looking forward to make more videos for you. Be sure to subscribe, hit the thumbs up button, all that kind of good stuff. And I will catch you guys in the next video. Talk to you guys later. Bye.